think you got another sort of partial performance, didn't you, on Friday night?
Again, it's really bothering me as well. They scored 18 points again just after half time. First half was nip and tuck. Yeah, the first try was a bit sloppy for, like I said. We had people around the ball. We've got to get up and compete for Newer there, and people just misreading stuff as well. It was one of those where it was a great piece of skill from him, and they caught us on the hop with that. But other than that, the game, the half was pretty even. I think they scored a decent try. Newer scores another good try in the corner. But like I said, we're in the fight and we're going toe to toe. Penalties are probably hurting us more than they should, in the sense of just gaining some field position and releasing pressure off them. And then the second half again, we started. To be fair, I had both the Chapelhouse, JJ and Graff on the field at the same time, and we're pretty young and pretty inexperienced in that middle unit, and that's where they sort of rolled us. And by the time I got a chance to change it back, just to the other lads had a chance and I could use my bench properly, they'd scored 2 quick tries and then they just caught us on the hop with another one. It was, when you look at the timelines and you look at the stats, you say when we got the ball we're all right. We're up in 80-90% completions, but when we've not, we're giving 40 penalties away. Half of those are in the opposition's 30 metres. So someone like Sneed just kicks the ball 70 metres on the fly. You're running back under pressure from having some chances. And then I think it was 42 sets to 31. You're talking about nearly 100 combined, 140 more tackles. And like I say, it's just making it hard work for ourselves with lack of discipline. And then the referee, they're rolling. There's decisions in there that it can go your way or go against you, and they go against you when you're not winning the ruck. And that's, I think, where we are at the moment is we're just a little bit under confidence, and when we get hit with a punch, we just our failure to get back up straight away. It's taken us 2 sets, and then we're all right again. But in that time, it's exactly the same as what Castleford did to us. There's a period of like 5 or 6 minutes, and they score 18 points.
How did you feel that the changes that you made went for you, Dennis? How did you feel that Thompson went at full-back and Herremeyer at scrum half?
I thought Thompson and Herremeyer were good. As a missed a tackle on Minicello, but he needs a bit of help from the people around him. But other than that, it gave us some good direction. He was good with the ball in his hand. Defensively, we looked really connected on that edge. So I have no problem with Aaron there. I thought Corey was dangerous. Like I say, the idea now is that he was pretty good there. Both the wingers performed okay. Like I said, so it's whether it's time to put Reece back in this week, I'm not really sure yet, because I think I'd like to see Corey there a little bit more. I thought he was dangerous with the ball. He beat defenders, cleaned up a couple of times. Positionally, he needs to do some work, but that'll come when he plays there a couple more times. And at the moment, like I say, it's not. I've lost Hep Cale for 6 weeks. Came off with a knee injury, he'll not play for 6 weeks. So my big problem is that middle unit at the moment. I'm still waiting on our other lads, Manasseh and Eamon and Alex there, and even Christine. They're still another 3-4 weeks off yet. So it just puts us under a little bit more pressure on that middle. And we're relying on the two Chapel boys and JJ when they came on. They did a half decent job, but we can't rely on 20-year-old kids.
Greg Burke available this week?
He is. He's in the mix as well. Yeah, he just needs to do some work really. So we just need to, like I say, he came back from injury and his lack of fitness. His wife's had a baby, and I just don't think he's ready to play yet.
And Reece has just been out of form. That's the reason he wasn't playing on Friday night.
And yeah, we're just looking to, like I say, we're looking to change it up. Just Reece has just been off the beat, so we've tried keeping him in the group and playing him, and he's training really well. But his form needs to come from somewhere, and maybe just not playing this week might be some way of getting him back into that place. Again, the hard thing was that, like I say, I thought Corey was good there. There's a couple of things, penalties, and our controlling the contact area was what let us down. Like I say, you can't go that many sets without the ball, and that many more tackles against a good side as well. Like I say, when you look at Ellis back off the bench, Thompson's been playing really well in that start. Both their back rowers are pretty good players. The halves are really threatening. Sneed's playing as well as he was last year, and Kelly just can create anything out of nothing. So you big side, and once they got a sniff of us, they came even harder, and that was hard to handle them. And again, it's on the mix of the game when you were there, John. You watch it. It's that 5-6 minutes when they just go bang bang, and the scoreline looks inflated. Well, actually, it was a pretty good, tough game, all told. And we just didn't give ourselves a chance to be in there at the end.
Salford are going pretty good, aren't they?
Yeah, they've been good.
Competitive all year and beat the top side yesterday.
They've been good all year. The first game against Wigan, before we played Wigan, they played them. I thought they were unlucky not to beat Wigan at home. I thought they had a couple of really tough calls against them. And week in, week out, they've just been nice and solid. I think their house are both playing really well. Gaz O'Brien's in good form, both with his boot and his running game. And like I say, for Junior Sow and Murdoch Marcella back, and with Josh Jones in there as well, they've had some threats. They've got threats around the field that are playing well. I think, like I say, in the combined point of where they were last year and the unity that they showed to get out of that, and I think what I've been saying is that it's about being together and they're sticking high. Like I say, there's not been some pretty performances, but they've got some decent players in that group if they stay healthy. I say both the halves are threatening. Like I said, and then we brought Todd Carney in there as well, even though he didn't come off the bench, he put on the bench but didn't play yesterday. It's going to be again. We're in that tough place. There's not a lot of places for me to go selection-wise. We know what we've got to do better, and we've got to turn without even being. There's no magic dust and there's no magic words in this. I just looking in the eye of my senior boys and telling them, but we've got to play better. Finding a way of doing that and giving them an understanding in the week. That's not been the problem. We've trained all right. They've turned up. They've taken notice, and we've just not performed for 80 minutes. I mean, that's the killer.
You'd settle for the scruffiest win ever, wouldn't you, this weekend?
Well, we just need a win. We need a win that gives us a bit of a good taste in the mouth at the moment. Like I say, we're working hard, and we've just got patches in the game, and that consistency and momentum. That strange thing that everybody talks about, but nobody knows what it looks like. Oh well, you know what it looks like, but where it is and where it hides, nobody knows. And we're getting our momentum broken, and then we're just not getting back into the fight quick enough. And by the time we do, the other side's in a confident mood, or in control, and then it becomes even harder to break them down. But we'd need, like I said, a win is something that it's best to hear as well. We need a win here. And over this next period of games, the pressure's on us. We've got to pick up some points over this next period before we come into Easter, when it gets even tougher.
When you're struggling for points, a good kicking game at the back end, at the end of your set's a handy thing, isn't it? Were you happy with the amount of challenges you made, for example, on the full-back on Friday night? He caught a lot of easy balls, didn't he, really?
Yeah, but we kicked from deep. We didn't have it was hard. I said we didn't get a lot of hang time on the ball. We're more conservative. Again, it was one being conservative. Danny Craven's got a really good kicking game, and there wasn't enough behind his kicks, the ones that we could have been competitive from. But we're only kicking from the halfway line, like I say, and we're starting on the 40, kick ball, playing the ball, and and it's then when you've had to defend so much, asking your players then to sprint full out, which we ask them. We want to compete on those kicks. Like I say, it was only 2 or 3 that we actually went up and tried to. But by that time, they already scored that 18 points. And there was one in the first half, crossfield kick, that we competed at. But other than that, we just weren't getting there. And that's just an issue between our chase and the energy in our chase, but more so the fact that the ball's just not staying up there long enough. And we know that Danny can put those kicks up there. They're pretty accurate where they're ending. We make an issue of the fact that he catches the ball maybe 10 metres out, 10 metres in, which is not a bad place to turn the ball over and tackle one. We're talking about competing because we give penalty when tackle 3 and 4. So we can't get the ball back to actually go again and put some pressure on them and be competitive on our next kick. We're actually relieving the pressure before we actually build a set after set after set. So you live with that box kick. You live with putting it there, turning it over there where you want to, because if you're defensively smart and you can stay disciplined, the likelihood is that if you can pressure the kicker, you're going to catch the ball maybe 30-40 out and play 2 in their half, play 4, you've got some field. But we never allowed that to happen. And that's where your energy goes because you end up constantly just trying to get out of your 20. And then we've got, like I say, a couple of sloppy kicks that they pick up around the halfway line before we even get going again. So you end up defending your goal line for massive periods of the game, which we did all right actually. So if our goal line D wasn't as good, it could have been even worse. But defensively, on our goal line, we were pretty good. It was just, like I said, the one missed tackle on Minicello, the other missed tackle on from Danny on Kelly. Those 2 tries. It was tough. It was a fantastic kick. The first try, the second half, it was a great kick. I say we can pull players where we need to be a bit better, but the kick was pretty accurate and the chase was bang on, just onside, and it's tough to defend that.
So just in summary, in terms of your players, Dennis, it's that you basically got picked from the same mob as last week, apart from Hen.
Arvan, he'll run today, yeah, I'm hopefully he's going to run today and could be alright to play. Hopefully, touch wood. But he's just, like I say, a couple of weeks ago with a slight calf strain in the warm-up to the game. Hopefully he'll be right.
What did you say happened, Tom? Was it a knee injury?
Yeah, he's done a thing called PCL, which seems to be the in vogue this year. That's the same one as Manasseh, same one as Joe. I think Saints have had a couple of them. I think we're going to have had a couple. Like I say, it's just one of those things that seems to be in vogue. It's like syndesmosis of 2 years ago. Everybody had syndesmosis 2 years ago. This year's PCL.